Hello and welcome back, and this is the continuation of the previous video on grid lines. In the previous video we talked about how to rotate the existing grid line and also to make a grid line at a certain angle, right? So let's continue our discussion on that. Say for example, I've used a method in which I specified an angle to rotate the existing grid line. In this video we'll take a look at the other method. Say for example, this particular horizontal grid line, say for example number 1, right? So if I want to rotate it to some angle, some, say for example, some acute angle, to do so I'm gonna click this particular thing called rotate, right? So I can specify an angle so that it will automatically choose the center of the rotation. Generally it will be the midpoint of the line or this particular thing. You can see the default is the midpoint, right? So I'm not gonna specify that, but instead I want to specify some angle, say 35 degree, and I just click something called a place, right? So the default is the center, but you can see the X mark. Whenever I cover over, there's a rotation mark, and then you can see through that it says an X mark, right? Say for example I want to rotate it at this juncture, right? So I'm gonna click that. Then there will be a line. So you can see there is a thick line coming up, right? So you can see here there's a thick line coming up. So that's a guideline. Say for example, if I want to rotate it from this transverse to a different direction, I can click here and then start rotating, or I can even rotate it by clicking this reference line at horizontal. I fix it at horizontal and then I rotate it. I'll demonstrate both, right? For example, I'm gonna place at this point, and then I just click the orientation in the transverse direction. So when I click here, and then when I start rotating it, like you can see, I can, if I let it go, it will be any angle, but I specified a 35 degree. Let's take a look at that. So I'm gonna do this, and you can see in white something like this, right? So this is how you see the first grid line gets moved. So I'm gonna press Ctrl Z, so Z, so that I want to go back to the original location, right? So let's try this by rotating it the other way, right? Say for example I click here. So instead of that angle, I'm not gonna give it at any place, any angle, and I'm gonna click it at a place here, say an arbitral space, not an intersection. Say I'm gonna click here, and then I make this guideline. You can see the thick guideline here, right? Say this guideline somewhere, I just click here, and then I try moving it. During the course of time, you can see some angle gets covered. Say I'm gonna give it around 45 degree. So 45 degrees is pretty easy. So if I want to give it some 47 degree, I'll click it go, then I can edit it to 47, the desired angle, and when I release it, you can see this is something like an angle. But I can always reposition it. Like generally I reposition it like this, but when you do so, the angle gets would be the same, but the distance or the location gets changed, altered. So I press Ctrl Z. So generally what we do is we extend this line, like say we extend this line, and then if you want to reduce this line, you can probably reduce it at this same angle. So it's constrained, right? And a quick recap of the constraint thing that we have done in the initial case. So I'm gonna delete few of this for demonstrating that. I'm just come back to this particular, right? So these are the things that we created initially. So this one, when I click here, since we have made it multiple copy except this F, so A, B, E till E, we have got a multiple copy. So we can directly, it says it's constrained, right? Say I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna move. So when I start moving it, all the other thing that we made it parallelly also is getting moved. Like you can see the A and B also getting moved. Say for example, if I extend this line, grid line, E, A and B also gets going, but F is not going because we created it separately, right? Say if I want to move it, I can still able to move it, and I can maintain this, or I can this will be a separate thing. Say if I want to make everything individually, then I can go here and I can press this, only the E gets going, right? So I'll just unlock it from the thing. Then you can even always when it is not aligned to it, or the property is not the same, now it will behave as an individual. Now you can see A and B both can be of such nature. So this is how you align these stuffs, right? So when you created in the multiple copies and also the individual copies, right? So I hope you really enjoy this video. Have a great day. Bye bye.